If you're ready to harness the power of your communications data, blast off with Nylas today.
Hello and welcome to Coding with Nylas, the live stream where we talk about programming, APIs, and more. It's still a little bit of heat warning, so you can see I'm a little bit sweaty. Also, my eyes red. So anyways, we have a really nice show today. We're going to talk about how to delete emails with the Gmail API and Ruby. And that's kind of like something people try to. I mean, usually these concepts of inbox zero is when you don't have any unread emails on your mailbox. Gladly, I'm not the kind of person. I'm the one that wakes up in the morning, delete all the emails that I don't need. Before bed, I delete all the emails that I don't need. So my inbox is always zero. But that doesn't happen with most people. So that's why this is kind of like an interesting topic to talk about. So before we go to see the demonstration of how this works, let me remind you to please like and subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the more likes we have, the more episodes we can do, the more happy we're going to be, and the more happy our bosses are going to be. So please like and subscribe to the show. As always, if you want to be a guest, just let us know. Just communicate through us to our regular channels. We're at Nylas on Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever social media is. And you can also just send us an email. And we would be more than happy to have you as the guest or do a show on what you want to see. So let me share my screen. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to launch my server, which is going to be a Sinatra server. We're using Ruby today. So not Sandbox, obviously. So Ruby, delete gmail.rb. Perfect. So we're going to take the stage on 4567. So I call it Gmail deleter, just for whatever name. So here we can set this email status. We can say we want emails that we have already read or emails that we haven't read. Because sometimes you probably just read an email, just leave it there, but you don't actually want it to be in your mailbox. So you just want to delete it. So in this case, we can do something like that. So for example, we can specify who sent out the email. We can specify what was the subject, or even when we receive that email. So here we're going to say like all the emails that we received, let's say after July 1st. So I'm going to press submit. And whoa, I get 24 emails since Saturday, July 1st. So that's a lot. I'm just going to cancel. And I'm going to say I want all the emails that were sent by me since July 1st. And I don't have any emails. Okay, perfect. Let's see if I have something else. If I go back in time for like June 2nd. So there's an email. That's nice. That's an email that I'd sent myself probably obviously before July 1st, with the title, Hey Ho, Let's Go. And that's from a song of the Ramones, if you know the Ramones. So what I'm going to do is just going to delete it. I'm going to press delete. And boom, that disappeared from my inbox. So if I do the same again, and I don't know if I said 30, 20 something, I don't know. But just going to see that actually, okay, I didn't specify my name. So let's put my name in here. It's going to be still from June, and we don't have any emails. So actually now we can say we want to list any unread emails that I have not read yet. I only have one. So we're going to cancel that. But as you can see, here we can specify what we want to delete. And if let's say we have like 100 emails, so we're going to say nothing here. This is going to take up until 100 emails. And we can actually delete them all, which I'm not going to do, but we could do. Just delete all the 100. So we're just going to go back. And now what we're going to do is first, let me stop sharing because I want to tell you something important. And that is that don't forget that we have live streams every Wednesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. So remember, you can watch us live, which is always a great thing. So let me reshare my screen real quick so we can jump into the source code, which might be the most interesting part here. So let's say we have our delete gmail.rb. We're going to import our dependencies, which is going to be obviously Sinatra because we're building a Sinatra web page. .mcloud because we want to have our credentials on an M file. Nylas because we want to communicate with the Nylas SDK. We want to enable sessions for this. We're going to initialize our client, passing our ID, secret, and token. And then we're going to have our main form, which is going to be this one here. In here, what we're going to do is we're going to create a hash to store all the label information. So we're going to create a new hash. We're going to use the Nylas labels endpoint to get all the labels. Here, we're just going to clear this session label. And here, that's kind of like the important thing. We're going to go through all the labels, and we're going to assign them to our hash. So we're going to have the name of the label and the ID of the label. And then we're going to store the one that is called trash, which is the trash can of our mailbox, inside the session trash. And you would say, and that why is that important? We're going to see in a second. So with that information, what we're going to do is we're going to call our main web page, which is going to be this one here. So let's see. When we go to main, we're going to have this. We're going to have the title, Gmail deleter. We're going to have here the email status with a couple of radio buttons, which is going to be if the emails are read or unread, who's sending the email, what's the subject, received after what a particular time. And you can see that as always, we're using Tailwind CSS. So we're going to have a layout that is going to allow us to just get that Tailwind. And then here we just can to define the body. So all the pages are going to be the same. So once we call this, we're going to have here this main page that we're going to be able to fill with information and press submit. So once we do that, we're going to go here, and it's going to be the post. So when we press submit, we're going to get all the parameters. We're going to create a string with all the parameters. And let me do this bigger. And we're going to create a string with all the parameters that are not empty. So we're going to get, is it read or unread, who's sending the email, what's the subject, and especially the time that we specified. So, for example, today is July 7th. So we're going to grab this, and we're going to create a long string. So once we have that, and you see that we're putting a semicolon at the end, so we're just going to get rid of that, jump it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab all the parameters, like the string with all parameters, and we're going to turn it into a hash format. So we're going to split it, we're going to map it, we're going to slice it, we're going to do a lot of things. In the end, it's going to have a hash format, and we're going to create a new hash. And you're going to see why that's important, because we're going to call the Nylas messages endpoint. And here we want to specify in the where what are the parameters that we need. So in the where, we're going to say who's sending the email, what's the subject of the email. We received these emails after a certain time, so that we can specify exactly what we want. So here we're going to go through all the emails, and we're going to store in an array the ID of the email and also the title of the email. Can you see when I press submit, we have the titles, but we also have the IDs hidden, so we cannot see that. But that's what we're going to use to update the email and send it to the trash. Here we're going to have a session, which we're going to fill with arrays, and then we're going to call the filter page. This filter page, what it's going to do is going to count how many emails do we have, and also it's going to go and display all the titles of the emails that we have. When we press submit, we're going to call this action delete. So what's going to happen, we're going to get all the emails that we have from the variable session, the session variable, excuse me. So all the email IDs, we're going to put it in an array. We're going to clean that variable. And then we're going to go through all of the IDs. We're going to go to the messages find endpoint, passing that ID. So let's say we have 3 emails. We're going to say, okay, we're going to read the first email with the ID. So we have it. What we're going to do is we're going to update the email, and we're going to change the label. So instead of inbox, now the label is going to be trash. And we're going to save the message. So what that's going to do is going to grab the email from the inbox and it's going to put it on the trash. It's not going to be truly deleted, but it's going to be in the trash, so you're going to see it in your mailbox anymore. Once we have that, we're just going to redirect to the page, like the main page. So we're going to come back here. Now, if I went to my Gmail account, you're going to see that in the trash is the email that I deleted, but at least I don't see it anymore in my mailbox, and it's going to be automatically deleted after, I think, 30 days. But you just can go and empty your trash can, which is pretty good. So that's always a nice thing to do. I mean, it's always nice to be able to delete your emails. And this kind of gives you a way to kind of filter whatever you don't want and give you the option to say, I want to delete emails that I haven't read or that I have actually read. Or you can specify title, because sometimes you get like marketing emails, things like that that you don't like, so you just can't delete them. Obviously, if you have like 3,000, it's going to take a long time. But still, I mean, it's a way to try to get you into inbox zero. So a short episode as always. Ram's still on vacation. He's not here with me, so I don't have anyone to talk with. So this makes a little bit like a shorter episode. Oh, so we actually have a comment, which is very nice. Aniket Sinde, hello, sir. Hello, Aniket, nice to meet you. If you have a comment, just let us know. We're more than welcome and happy to see someone commenting. I think this is a, kind of like the first time we have a live comment on the live stream, which is great. Thanks a lot for that. And any other question, please just let us know. Go to developer.nylas.com to see all the documentation that we currently have. We're always updating. We have a great and dedicated team, especially to the dogs, and they are doing their best to have the best documentation available. Also, don't forget to go and check our blog posts. We try to post as many blogs as we can and do as many live streams as we want. We are on episode 81. We're getting closer to 100 episodes, which is just amazing. We just went through our first year doing coding with Nylas, which is amazing. If you read that blog post, well, it was not a blog post, but kind of like presentation on LinkedIn. The live stream started mostly like a POC, but it has evolved into something that we try to do twice a week, and we try to cover as many topics as we can. So I hope you like it. Just let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you would like to see on the show. See you next time. I hope you like this episode. I can see on LinkedIn we have 6 live viewers, which is amazing. So thank you so much, and see you next week. Bye. Take care, everyone.